As part of her Battleground America series, NBC's Chris Jansen is in Atlanta. Joins me now from Ponce de Leon Baptist Church. And what are you hearing there, Chris?
Well, we're talking to a lot of pastors who are telling us about this divide. Look, for decades, there has been a dependable vote for Republicans, if you want to, kind of the holy grail, pardon the pun, for Republican presidential candidates has been evangelicals voting between 80 and 90% for the Republican. But it's not looking so this time. I want to sit down and talk to one of those reverends, the Reverend Pam Driesell. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you,
What
Chris.
are you seeing in your church? Do you see a divide?
Oh, absolutely, Chris. People are polarized right now in this campaign, and I think a lot of people are fearful and embarrassed and anxious about what's going on.
What's driving it? Because talk about it in the context of their faith. Because the people that I have talked to, and I've talked to a lot over the course of this campaign, find this really powerful inner spiritual struggle.
Yeah, I think people are conflicted. And Chris, as a spiritual leader, my concern is the human soul and the soul of the nation. And what I am hoping for is that we can bring these fears to the surface. We can talk them, and we can talk about ways not to be driven by our fears, but to be driven by the ethic of love and by the vision of a more just and compassionate and safe world that we can all work toward together.
One of the things I've heard from people is that they're almost afraid to have conversations with their friends, that there's a lot of emotion involved. Are they coming to you privately, quietly?
They are, and I think also that's part of the job, again, of spiritual leaders and of spiritual communities, is to help address that fear and to create safe spaces for people to have these difficult discussions and to try to get beyond right and left and talk about right and wrong and to address some of the very disturbing issues that have emerged in the midst of this campaign.
Reverend Pam Driesell, thank you so much for